we will be seeing exercise 1.2, right? Let's see the question number 1 of exercise 1.2, students. The question number 1 is write down a pair of integers whose. A pair of integers means you need to only write one pair, right? You can form so many pairs, but right now we have to only form one pair. So the very first question into it is that sum is -7. You need to make a pair of the integers where the sum is coming as -7. That means our answer should come as -7, right? What a pair which I am going to write is -3 plus -4 is equal to -7. Okay, students, see -3 plus -4 is equal to -7. See 3 and 4 both are having the same sign, so same sign means add the numbers and keep the sign. That's why I have written -7, right, students? Now second question is difference is -10. Difference means that in between the negative sign should be there. In between the negative sign should be there. So the negative sign I have kept in between. So I need to choose a numbers in such a manner that I should get the result as -10. I should get the result as -10. So here I can write -16 and here I can write -6. So if you work on it, then -16 minus becomes plus. So -16 plus 6. So it becomes, the answer comes as -10. Okay, last question is sum is 0. Sum is 0. That means you should select the numbers in such a manner that the answer should be coming as 0. So I can write -5 plus 5 is equal to 0. -5 plus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, students? Okay, students, now let's say the question number 2, right? The first question into it is write a pair of negative integer whose difference gives 8. That means here you need to use both the numbers as your negative integers, right? And whose difference gives 8. That means in between the sign should be of minus, right? So try to understand each and every words very carefully, that they want the negative integers. That means both the numbers should be negative. In between the sign should be of negative also. So these things should be kept in your mind whenever you form a pair. So let's see a pair over here. And here the difference that they are talking about, that difference is +8, right? So make sure your result should be +8. So -1 -9. Right? So you just see that functioning of this -1 minus plus, so 9. So -1 plus 9. So the result is 8. Second one, write a negative integer and a positive integer whose sum is -5. Right? Now in the second question they want one positive integer, one negative integer, right, and whose sum is -5. Sum means in between sign should be a plus, right? So I can write like this, -10. So I am having one negative integer, one positive integer, so I will write +5, whose sum is -5. So in between the sign is also plus. So -10 and +5, the result is -5. Okay, saying the last question, students, write a negative integer and a positive integer whose difference is -3. That means here they are talking that one integer should be positive, another integer should be negative, and that difference is -3. The difference is -3. So one negative integer should be there. So I can write -1, right, and a positive integer. So I can write +2, whose difference, so I need a in between sign is minus, so my result will be -3. You can see the working of it, -1 minus plus is minus, so -1 and -2, so the answer is -3, right, students? I hope you understood this question number 2. Okay, students, now let's see the question number 3, right? In a quiz, team A scored -40 successive rounds, right? So successive round means one after the another, right? So team A scored initially the first round minus 40, second round 10 and third round 0. Similarly, team B also scored first round 10, second round 0 and third round minus 40. Now what the question they are asking to us? Which team scored more? That means which team has scored more score, right? That can only be answered when we able to solve the entire calculation of this scores. Then after we have one more question that we will see later on. So first we will see that which team has scored more. So team A scored. Team A score. What's the score of team A? So minus 40, 10 and 0. Minus 40 plus 10 plus 0. Now minus 40 and 10. So both the integers are opposite integers. That means one is positive, another is negative. So what we have to do? We have to do the subtraction. So 40 minus 10 is 30, and out of these two integers, which one is the greater one? 40. So I am going to give the sign of negative to this result. Now next one is team B score. Team B score is 10, 0 and minus 40. Right? Now again here 10 and minus 40 both are having the different sign, so we need to subtract them. So 40 minus 10 is 30 and 40 is greater, so I am going to give the negative sign to it, right? Now the question is that which team has scored more. So we can say that both the teams have scored equal score. So we can write here therefore both teams have scored equal both the teams have scored equal, and then we have to answer one more question, that is, can we say that we can add integers in any order, right? You just have a look over this scores. Minus 40, right, in the team A is scoring in the first round, so that the team B is scoring in the third round. 10, team A is scoring in the second round, here it is scoring in the first round. 0, the team A is scoring in the third round, so here the 0 is scored in the second round, right? So you just see that the order is only changed, but the answer remains the same. So can we say that we can add integers in any order? Yes, we can add the integers in any order. So here I am writing that yes, we can add integers in any order. Right, students? I hope you are clear with this question. Okay, students, now let's see the question number 4. Fill in the blanks to make the following statements true. Right? Here you need to make the statements true, but you need to even recall the even properties also of the addition and subtraction of integers, right? That also need to keep in your mind. First one, minus 5 minus 8 is equal to minus 8 plus dash. Now this dash answer will be based on the property, that is commutative property, right? So see, minus 5 and minus 8. Now on another side minus 8 is coming first, that means order is getting changed. So I need to write here which particular integer, that is minus 5. Okay. Next one is minus 53 plus dash is equal to minus 53. That means which integer you should add with minus 53 to get the same integer back. Same integer back आपको तभी मिलता है when you add a particular element. That element is called the additive identity element. So here I will be adding the 0. Okay, next one, 17 plus dash is equal to 0. Now which number, which integer you should write here to get the answer, that means the result as a 0, right? So it needs to be opposite only, right? 17 is there, so we need to write the opposite of 70. That means minus 17. Right? Now see the next question, that is 13 plus minus 12 plus dash is equal to 13 plus minus 12 and minus 7. First of all, see that how many integers are there, students? 3 integers. Which are those 3 integers? 13, minus 12 and minus 7. So here which one is missing? That is minus 7. So you can recall your property, that is associative property of the इंटीजर्स आप उसे रिकॉल कर सकते हैं, एसोसिएटिव प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ द इंटीजर्स. लास्ट वन -4 plus 15 plus -3, right? So here -4 is there, 15 is also there, so which integer is missing? That is -3. So again which property is coming into the picture? That is associative property. What does associative property say, students? There are 3 integers into it, right? And in that 3 integers you can change the order of those integers to get the answer same, right students? I hope you understood with this question. Okay students, now let's see the new topic, that is multiplication of integers, right? Multiplication of integers, right? You know multiplication, right? But here the word is multiplication of integers. So integers covers everything. Integers covers positive numbers also, integers covers negative integers also, right? And along with that we have zero also. So you should know that while multiplying that the integers, which sign we should keep, right? Multiply you know very well, but which sign needs to be kept, that is also equally important. So first one is multiplication of integer, positive and the negative integer. So the positive and the negative integer, students, the result is negative. Okay, let's understand with the help of example. That means whenever you multiply a positive and a negative integer, the answer will always be a negative, right? Or you can even remember like that, if the negative sign is coming one time, that means odd times, the answer will always be negative. Now here it can come for 1 time also, 3 times also, 5 times also, 7 times also. That means if the negative sign is coming for odd number of times, your answer will always be negative. So you can make another view also in your mind, that if the negative sign is coming for even number of times, then what will happen? So that also will be same. First see the examples of it. Okay, let's see the example, students. Example 1, that is multiplying 7 and -5. So here my 7 is positive and my 5 is negative. So 7 5s are 35, right? Now 7 is positive and 5 is negative. So one is positive, another is negative. So my answer will be negative. Right? Let's take one more example. That is, I'm going to change it. That means 5 multiplied by -9. Okay. So my 5 is positive and 9 is negative. So 5 9s are 45. And 5 is positive, 9 is like negative. So plus minus minus. So the answer is -45. Okay. Similarly, we can have the combination of negative negative. We can have the combination of positive positive also, right? But always positive and positive is there, then the answer will always be a positive only. But let's see when there is a combination of negative and negative, right, students? If you multiply negative with a negative integer, then the result is always positive, students. Result is positive. Why the result is positive? I left one statement in before few minutes back. That is, if the negative sign is coming 2 times, that means if the negative sign is coming even number of times, your answer will always be positive. And if the negative sign is coming odd number of times, then your answer will be negative. Right? If the negative sign is coming odd number of times, that means 1 time, 3 times, 5 times, 7 times in your question, then answer will always be negative. And if the negative sign is coming even number of time means 2 times, 4 times, 6 times, 8 times, then your answer will be positive. Right? So let's see some examples, students. Okay, first I'll write that the result is positive. So let's see the examples. Example number 1, I'll multiply minus 9 and minus 7. So what is 9 sevens are? 63. 9 sevens is 63. And minus minus will become plus. Minus minus will become plus. So here I am not showing the plus, but it is to be considered that the answer will be positive. Second one, minus 5 into minus 10. Minus 5 into minus 10. So what is 5 tens are? That is 50. And minus minus becomes plus, right? So we can conclude from here that if in the multiplication that negative sign is coming for odd number of times, then your result will be negative. If it is coming for even number of times, then your answer will always be positive. Only this much you need to remember, right, students? I hope you're clear with the topic of multiplication of integer.
आभार।